Dear students, I would like to offer you few hacks to be ready for the board exams. Kindly watch the video that follows after and be champions. Happy learning.
We're not about studying harder. We're going to talk about studying smarter. And how do we do that? By pulling back the curtain on how your paper is actually graded.
Just think about it for a second. What if you knew exactly what the person grading your paper was looking for? Like, what if you had their secret checklist? You know, the one they're using to tick off boxes and give out every single mark.
Here's the thing. You do. It's right there, hiding in plain sight. It's the official CBSE marking scheme, and that's what we're going to do in this explainer. We're going to crack it open, decode it together, and turn what looks like a boring, dense document into your personal playbook for acing this exam.
Okay, so let's get right into it. The first rule of hacking any system, you got to understand how it's built. And for your English exam, that means getting to know the blueprint of the paper inside and out. So, here's the breakdown. Your paper is split into three main parts. You've got literature, and that's the big one. It's the heavyweight champ worth a massive 40 marks. That's half your paper right there. But, and this is important, you absolutely cannot sleep on reading and writing. Together, they make up the other half. The big takeaway? It's all balanced. Every single section is a huge opportunity to score big if you know the rules of the game.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. When you look at the papers from the last few years, you start to see patterns. See that right there? A chapter like Indigo, notice how it keeps popping up with these big, high-value questions year after year? Now, let me be clear, this doesn't mean you should skip other chapters. No way. But what it does mean is you have a secret weapon. You can strategically focus your revision time on the stuff that's most likely to show up.
All right, let's move on. Section 2, Reading Skills. These are your first 22 marks, and honestly, they're some of the easiest to get if you're smart about it. See, this section isn't really about what you know. It's a test of your strategy. It's all about being efficient and grabbing those quick wins right at the start. So, what's the game plan for comprehension? I'm going to give you the single most important tip right now. Ready? Read the questions first, before you even look at the passage. I know it sounds backward, but this one little hack completely changes the game. You stop being a passive reader just hoping to remember stuff, and you become an active hunter, scanning the text for very specific answers. It will save you so much time.
Okay, let's look at a real example. A question in a sample paper asks you to find evidence of a character's discomfort. Now, your brain might want to write a beautiful summary sentence. Don't. The marking scheme shows that the examiner is not looking for your interpretation. They are literally looking for words and phrases pulled directly from the text. They have a checklist, and on it are these exact words: limping, shivering, teeth chattering. If you write those down, you get the marks. It's that simple.
Okay, next up is the section that I know stresses a lot of students out, creative writing. But here's the big secret, and it's kind of ironic. It's probably the least creative part of the entire exam. Seriously, it's not about being a literary genius. It's all about following patterns and formats. And guess what? The marking scheme gives us the exact blueprint to get full marks.
So every single writing question you get is graded on just 4 things. First, format. This is the easiest mark you will ever get. Just learn the layout. Done. Second, content. Did you include the information they asked for? Third, organization. Do your ideas flow in a logical way? And finally, accuracy, basic spelling and grammar. That's it. That's the whole marking system right there.
And look at this. This is straight from the official resources. It shows the perfect structure for an article. This isn't just a friendly suggestion, you guys. This is a visual checklist. They want a title, a byline, an intro, a few body paragraphs, a conclusion. If you just follow this map, you literally can't go wrong. The marks are yours for the taking.
And it's the exact same logic for writing a report. The marking scheme is basically telling you to answer a few key questions. Who was there? Where and when did this thing happen? What exactly went down? How did it happen? You answer those simple questions in your report, and boom, you've just nailed the content and organization marks. It really is that systematic.
All right, let's get into the big one, the final and largest section,
literature. And here's where the strategy shifts a little. It's not enough to just know the story. I mean, that's the baseline. The real difference, the thing that separates an okay answer from a fantastic, top-scoring one, comes down to hitting what the marking scheme calls value points. Remember that phrase, value points.
Let's break this down with a real question from the rat trap. The question is, why was it so unusual for the peddler to accept Edla's invitation? Now, a pretty normal answer might be something like, oh, he accepted because she was nice to him. And yeah, that's true, but it's not going to get you full marks, not even close.
So why not? Because look at what the marking scheme is actually looking for. The examiner has a checklist, and they are looking for specific value points. Point number 1, he was treated with respect and generosity. Point number 2, this kindness was totally unusual for someone of his status. And point number 3, for the first time he felt seen and valued. See the difference? A top-tier answer doesn't just say, she was nice. It weaves these specific, powerful ideas into the explanation.
And this is so crucial for understanding how to approach different questions. For a short 2-mark question, maybe hitting 1 or 2 of those value points is enough to get by. But when you see a 5-mark long answer question, that's your cue to go deeper. You need to explain the why. You have to connect what the character is doing to the big themes of the story. You have to structure your answer more like a mini essay with a clear point.
Okay, so we've decoded all 3 sections of the paper. We've seen the examiner's playbook. So what's the ultimate game plan? How do we take all this amazing insider info and boil it down into a simple, powerful strategy you can actually use on exam day?
Here it is, 4 simple steps to victory. Step 1, master the formats. I'm talking about the writing section. These are the easiest marks on the paper. Don't leave them on the table. Step 2, use keywords from the question. This forces you to stay on topic and give the examiner exactly what they ask for. Step 3, think in value points, especially for literature. Always ask yourself, what specific ideas is the marking scheme looking for here? And finally, step 4, manage your time. None of this matters if you run out of time, so you have to pace yourself to get it all done.
So you see, the CBSE marking scheme isn't some big secret document locked away in a vault. It's a guide. It's the playbook, and now it's in your hands. So the only question left is, now that you have the playbook, how are you going to change the game? Go get 'em.